Hey everybody, this is Glidercat and it's time to play. Let's jump back into Angel Mountain and pick up where we left off last episode. Just kind of clean up the mess we left. All those trees we cleared out, and that's actually going to give us maybe a decent path to the sand mine over here. But yeah, let's take these out. Shouldn't take too long. And eventually we might need to plant trees here again. We'll see. I don't think it's urgent. It's a lot of trees on this map. We have a bunch around our fields. Particularly field 21 has a lot. All right, not bad. A little bit of texture here that got messed up. Let me fix it. Just go into here. Boom. Construction. Landscaping, painting, forest ground, and it's right here. That'll do. Cool. All right. Turn this guy off. Now we want to load these guys up onto... Be nice if I could get both of these on our trailer. I don't know if we can. I want to cut some trees down by... I think we could... Guess it doesn't matter. We could start on field 28. That's the closer one. And that's not that far. If we have to drive the tractor, we'll drive the tractor. But let's see if we can get the tree harvester up on here. Nice if we could get both. I don't know if I can get a tractor up there. Let's try it. Let's try and put the tractor up here first, just for the heck of it. Let's see. Might save us a trip because we're going to be cutting stumps too. I wonder if I should back it in. Might not be able to with the stump grinder. I was just thinking it could hang over the edge of the stump grinder. But I bet we can't get up. Let's try it. Just for fun. Ooh. Yeah, it doesn't like it. Does not like it. Can't do it. Not easily, anyway. I could do it with my superhuman strength. Pick up the whole tractor, but try and save that for mostly emergency use and pallets. Are you willing to hop up here? That's a little dubious. Let's see if we can do it. This is 10% for practicality and 90% for fun. Let's fold the processor. This will take a minute. Seems like we should back this one in too, right? That way the gates can close and the arm of this thing can hang over the back. It'd be a little tricky to steer this thing backwards. Get that out of our way. I'll take it. Not bad. Not bad. Now it's making me wonder if we should just go over to field 21. That was a lot of work to get this thing hooked in. Am I in here? Can't seem to get the ramps up. There they go. Let's make sure we strap these guys in. Yeah, let's go. Let's go to field 21, which is the further field. There's definitely more trees to cut out there. And since we have this guy loaded so nicely, let's take advantage of it. And then maybe, we'll have to see. When we get around to cutting the trees around field 28, which is the one that's a little bit closer to us, we could either drive these things or bring the low loader out. We'll decide then. That's a decision for later on. This is a little tippy. There is a lot of weight on this trailer right now. The Ponce, I'm not sure what the maintenance looks like on that. I'm trying to stop and I can't, so we're just going to turn here. We can always bring the maintenance trailer over and refuel if we need to. They don't look too bad. I wonder if I can wash these on the trailer. We won't need to. It looks like the tree harvester could use a little spraying off. So these are the trees I want to cut here off to the left. There's just a row there. Eventually, if we buy this field, this one, what field is that? That is what? 25. We bought 25. We could set up a course between those fields to harvest all that grass. But we can do the same thing over here back on field 21. I'm going to make it across the little single lane bridge up here without tipping over. Oh man, that would stink. You'd have to reset 4 things. The truck, the trailer, the tractor, and the tree harvester. Okay, I'm hitting the brakes here. I can't stop. There's so much mass. So I'm going to loop around. I need to come at the bridge a little bit slower. You hear the wood creaking? Yeah, that's a lot of weight. That's a lot of weight. All right, safely cleared there. Our field is up ahead. All these trees, this big long line of trees. Just not crazy about the way that looks. We'll take these out. We don't own this land right here, but that row of trees straight ahead, it's going kind of across the screen. Those we can all take out, and that's probably what we're going to start with. But then I think we can get at the ones on the left-hand side here too, next to the field. I'm just going to park over here. All right, let's get these guys unloaded here. I'm going to unstrap. Boom, put down the ramp. Whoops, it was already down. Let me hop on out. We'll get in the tree harvester first. This guy we can pull straight out. We'll start with maybe this row of trees going out that way. Let's get this guy unfolded. Z. Oh, we've got the car wash guy right here, the power washer. Let's do that while it's conveniently located. Whoops. Where are you? Yeah, I love this machine. You can see how we're getting a little stuttering as I kind of troll around. I think it's these trees that are actually causing that. It's one of the reasons why I want to take them down. The other reason, a couple of reasons. One, they're just too uniform. See how we look down there? It just looks kind of silly to me. And then the third reason is once we get these trees out of the way, and we buy this field next door, we can set up a play course to do our grass and hay for us, and it'll be a lot more efficient. And it'll be a substantial amount of grass. These chains here, that just looks awesome. I like it. All right. Let's pull the tractor off too while we're at it. I think we're going to damage our little mulcher here when we back off of this. Let's see. Am I strapped in or something? I didn't think I was. And can I do these here? Whoa. That was my superhuman strength. How do I get the straps off? Left shift L. Unfasten is R. All right, let's do that. Boom. That should be it. I only see one. Oh, now look where I'm at. All right, I'm just gonna go a little rogue here and hop off the side. All right, harvester's here. Our stump grinder is here. We're gonna need the load runner trailer, so we'll go run and get that later. Let's get to cutting some trees. Kind of want to load up the I want to load up the what was it? The sawmill. So we need about 130,000 liters to fill this thing up, and then if we have extra, we could take it to the heating plant. The heating plant. I wish we got a little more money for a load of trees from the heating plant. I was hoping it'd be at least like 20,000, but we didn't get. I don't even think we got 9, right? All right, I need to adjust our harvester here. I usually swing the arm off to the right, and then I rotate the head off to the left so it's straight, and I push out, push out, push out, push out, so that when we cut the trees, they're not in my way, you know what I mean? They're not falling against the machine so much. But we'll see. Usually takes me a few adjustments to get it where I want it. I think I need to push out a little more. Oh man, these are not very tall. Two logs per tree. So we're not going to get much for these. But we'll have them out of the way. That's kind of maybe the bigger reason to do this. Not the direction I want that tree to be. Let's see if we can do a little swingaroo here. I don't need them all in one nice pile. I just don't want them coming up against the machine. We need to leave room so that our semi can kind of pull through and collect them all once we get the logging trailer. And of course, every fourth tree seems like it gets stuck in the ground. A bit of a drag. Sometimes if we lift up, we can untangle it or push in. There it goes. It finally gave in. Looks like we're coming up some that are just drifting onto the other property line. That's a bit of a bummer, but it's all right. We'll come back and get these ones that we can't get. Should be the rest of these are probably going to be problems for us. I'm guessing. I don't know exactly where the property line is. Yeah, we're not going to be able to do these. Let's go see if we can do that row right beyond the silo there. It kind of explains why the grass is no longer being cut over there either. You can see it let us cut some grass. All right, I'll meet you on the other side. All right, we're coming up on the other row of trees here, and I'm doing these first just because I get lag right around the silo, and we're going to spend a lot of time near this silo. So we'll see which are on our property. This one probably is not. Okay, hopefully this next row will be on our property. Looks like we were able to cut the grass, but that's no guarantee. Looks like we're good. Let's cut some of these up. All right, looks like we're running into that same issue with the property line here. That's kind of a drag. It would have been nice to get the entire row. And I'm noticing a bunch of these trees are getting stuck, like more than usual, are getting stuck in the terrain. I'm not sure, what goes into map creation, but trees in general in Farm Sim are, as awesome as they are not perfected yet, in my opinion. We could go straight back. Let's see what we get back here, if we can get any of these trees way in the back row. And I kind of left that far side for last because there's a ton of trees over there. So we'll spend a good amount of time. I'm hoping... Oh, it looks like these trees are on the other sides of the track. I don't think we own that land, but we can try. Hopefully we can get over the tracks with this machine. It sure looks like it should be able to handle a couple railroad tracks. I think this particular train, the train that goes on these tracks, is actually stuck, so we don't have to worry about trains for a little bit. Yeah, I cannot cut that tree either. All right, tell you what. Let's, I need to take this tree harvester to the far, far end of the field. Let me do that, and then I'm going to go get the load runner trailer for our semi, so we can start hauling trees over to the sawmill. I will meet you back over where we have some trees that have been logged. See you in a second. All right, I've got our logging trailer. Let's see what we can pick up. I was hoping to get 4 logs out of each tree, but we're getting half of that. But there's a couple there I need to get. All right, that's a full load. We'll take these over to the sawmill and get that loaded up first. I think we're not even going to have enough on the ground here to fill up the sawmill entirely. So next episode, we may come back and do a little more forestry at the top of that episode. We'll see. After we deliver all of these trees, or all of this timber, I want to fill up the mammoth mill, or at least take a few loads of sand over to the mammoth mill and top that off. And then maybe between episodes I can deliver a bunch more sand. But I want to get a few trips here on camera before we go. But we're going to make a few trips to these logs here first. All right, it looks like they're loading a little strange. I'm going to pull some of these back a bit and see if we can get more on here. You. Like that. And let's pull this one down a little bit. Like that. That might help. All right, this is our last load of logs for this episode. And we'll check the sawmill, see how much room there is after this load. Probably a lot, actually. We've only brought 3 truckloads in. We do have a bunch of trees here. Obviously, we don't own all this land, though. As far as you can see, we don't own. But we do own this area with these trees here. I'm leaving these towards last just because I want to get those trees off of the fields so we can cut grass a little easier. Let's take a look. We're probably gonna have a save here. Yeah, we've got 177,000 liters. Room for another, what, 73,000 liters roughly. So next episode, we'll probably do a bit of forestry again out by field 21, but now I want to move on to something a little different. Do we have, there's our trailer to load stuff. Let's grab that, hook onto that while we're here near the semi. It's back here. Also, between episodes, I may practice with the forklift and take some nails out of the mammoth mill and bring those over to the carpentry mill, because I think it needs them for pallets. But this truck, we're going to take, now that we don't have tree stumps to worry about over here, we can drive through this patch of land. And where do I want to park this? Maybe we'll start trying to chew away at this sand right near the forest. I'm going to back this guy up, and then we're going to go get our wheel loader. That's probably good. Let's tab over to our buddy here. He's got a load of iron. You know what? I could bring that with us, but I won't. Can I bring that with us and dump that in? Let's load this up just for the heck of it. Put this to a full whatever it takes. What, 6,500 liters? Turn our beacon on, and we're gonna drive this guy down to Mammoth Mill. It's just down the hill, but this guy's top speed is 25 miles per hour, so it's not gonna be super fast. Incidentally, we do own this plot of land right here that I'm driving on, and we have some trees up here. We could come up here, take out these trees, and harvest all this grass. And then I don't know what to do with this land up here. We could even get the chainsaw out and take out some of these trees off to the left. We could just leave this for grass every once in a while to come by and harvest it. I'm trying not to do custom fields just because it's a 16x map. We should have enough room, and I don't want to clutter the map with more fields, more handmade fields. But we could, you know, if we were really going extreme, we could, you know, set up our poplar or something there if we wanted to, just build a field. Or we could do grapevines and that. I'm going to try and hold off from doing that. But we could do something there. It's not the best location for placeables just because it's up the hill. Thought about putting a warehouse there for like a liquids warehouse. We need to save 10 million liters of fuel and herbicide and water and whatever else there is that's a liquid. Digestate, slurry. But putting it on the top of that hill seems extreme. I can kind of see putting it on our farm just because it's near our central farm silo. Kind of makes sense to have all those 10 million liters located in a central location, just so we can keep track of it a little bit easier. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna take this guy. What would be best? I guess we could just dump this in the trailer and then have the truck go make a quick run and drop off this iron ore over at Mammoth. Hopefully it needs it. If it doesn't, that's gonna be a problem, but I think it will. Should need it. We could probably turn off the beacon now we're off the road. Alright, so we got a little bonus load there. While I'm in here, I'm going to swing around to the other side. Thinking we can clear off this part that's right up next to the forest. Maybe we can plant trees over there or something eventually. Take advantage of that land. Alright, this is a light load, 6,500 liters, but we'll get this into Mammoth Mill. Might as well. There'll be more nails and drill pipe, nails, drill pipe, and steel for us. So we'll turn this low value ore into higher value products. We don't make a ton off of these things, but yeah, no problem taking that. So yeah, it's time to dig in the sand. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take 2 loads to the Mammoth Mill, and then I'm going to take 1 load up to our main farm silo just to make a tiny bit of progress on our 10 million liter objective. And then I'm going to do the same thing, two more loads over to Mammoth Mill for glass production, glass jars, and then 1 more load over to the our farm silo. And then between episodes, I may, since we have this wheel loader over here, I may do a bunch of digging in the sand because we need a lot, millions of liters over time. So I'm not sure you want to watch me do every last liter of that. There is actually a much bigger wheel loader that I think would do fine on the sand and with the iron, but it will not do the coal, and there's no extra bucket for it. So you're stuck with a bucket that holds, I think, like 10,000 or 11,000 liters. But I tried to use it on the coal, and it just tips over like crazy. So it would mean having 2 wheel loaders, and that's another, whatever, 300 grand or something that I just don't want to spend. So I'm going to make do with this bucket here. This isn't too bad, 6,500. And we can swap out the bucket with the 4,000 liter one for the coal. And that seems to work pretty good with the coal. That's about as much as we can do without it getting super tippy. But yeah, all right. I will keep digging and we'll do this in a time lapse. All right. So we got, what do we get? 4 loads of sand into the mammoth mill. We got a couple loads of sand into our main silo, working towards that 10 million liter objective. I managed to take a load of straw over to the composter and a load of compost over to our orchard where we're doing the bananas, cherries, and a few other things. And then I managed to deliver a couple truckloads of water as well, one to our orchard and one to our greenhouse. Let's see where things stand. We're going to have a save here. All right, animals are doing good. We're actually starting to get some slurry out of our cows, which is kind of cool. And I noticed there's a little tiny bit of manure over there too. Lambs and sheep, that's going to take a while, I think, before they even produce wool. This guy's at 100% health, but they're super duper young, right? So that's going to take a while. We'll get more, I think, cows at the start of next episode. We'll do 18 at a time of the cows, and then eventually we'll need to get chickens. I looked at horses. I'm not sure. I think I mentioned that earlier this episode. Let's take a look at inventory real quick and see where we stand on some things. We still have oats. We could use that for horses if we want to later on. Canola, I'm saving that for pig food, I guess. Grass, that's for our sheep. Hay for our cows. Straw for whatever, basically for the cows, eventually the pigs for their bedding, and then we've been converting a lot of this into compost for the greenhouse and the orchard. Tiny little bit of manure, 72 liters. We can feed that into the orchard and the greenhouse, and that'll double our production once we get a sizable amount of that. Slurry, we'll see. I think we can use that on the fields, and it'll be interesting to see. I know you can do a double application of slurry, and then you won't need any more fertilization on the field. It'd be interesting if we could do a double with a helper. Now, the fields we have are enormous, so it'll be a while before we do anything with that slurry. What else do we have in storage here? Coal, that's working towards our 10 million liter objectives. We almost have our first million liters. Been doing a lot of that between episodes. Sand, we just did 2 loads. That's where this number comes from. Again, we're trying to get to 10 million liters on that. There's the iron ore. We're over 1 million there. So we only have what? 8.652 liters left or whatever. So we'll do more. They'll do more of that off camera. And as I deliver ore, I kind of been trying to do that same formula, like 2 to the factory and 1 load to the main silo here to work on these objectives. And again, these guys aren't worth much money to sell outright. So it's not like we're foregoing much profit saving this stuff up. I haven't been saving up glass jars because those are pretty profitable. Or nails or anything else. That's about it for storage. Production, let's take a quick look. We need next episode to do a little more forestry. I'd like to get this, the sawmill loaded up. What else? Bakery. Yeah, we can't do anything with the bakery for a while. We just have all these other ingredients to get to. Milk. We haven't started dairy cows. That's butter actually right there, and milk here. We do have a way of making milk out of soybeans, but I think I'm going to forego that. It's just regular milk that comes out of that factory. But I think we might. I did see a mod that actually introduces soy milk as a separate product, not this generic milk. So I may bring that mod in later on and delete out the soy milk production that we have built in the map here. This, again, I think that's yeast. I'm not sure where we make that. It's not the mill, so I have to figure out how we get yeast, where that comes from. Anyway, nothing to do there at the bakery yet. Carpentry mill always needs planks, goes through them pretty fast. Loaded up on coal, doesn't use much, so that'll stay full for a good long time. And then in between episodes, I'll probably get the forklift out and bring some nails over. Composter, we're doing good. 335,000 straw, including that batch we just delivered. That will double when it turns into compost. And we've got a good amount of compost in there, so that's all good. Here is our greenhouse. Starting to accumulate stuff. We'll wait till we have a lot before we start selling again. The strawberries, I'm not sure whether we want to sell these or maybe start trucking them over to the bakery. If we go back up to the bakery, the cake does take strawberries. And this building will store 1 million. So we'll see about that. I'm not sure. Could use the cash, and these are selling for a pretty good price. What else? The grain house, we're not doing anything there. This takes diesel. I think I'm going to wait to power this thing up until we have our oil production up and we can make our own diesel. It doesn't use a ton, but we can't do much with this flour anyway. Kind of don't want to sell it just because it takes so long for our crops to grow. We don't have many fields. We did sell some earlier. Kind of half regret doing that. So we'll just leave the grain house as is for now. We're going to get a bunch of wheat soon. Well, not real soon, but once our field is ready, we may end up putting some of that in here. We'll see. I'm going to use that for chicken too. We saw that. That's the greenhouse. Mammoth Mill's doing pretty good. We brought sand over, so that's almost full. I may top that off between episodes. I may even hit it up with some more iron. We'll see. Your wood chips, it needs. Burns through them really fast. Definitely need poplar at some point. What else? Old Man's Mill. We just delivered products from that this episode, so we'll wait for those to accumulate again. And then there's our orchard. Cherries and bananas are the ones I'm most interested in. And we're thinking about putting down the drying mill, which will get us dried cherries and banana chips, which sell for a really good price. We just need to find a place to put that drying mill. I'd love, let's look at the map. Or let's say we can actually just drive over. We talked about this before. Just looking if there's a spot over here. I don't want to jam things in too much if we can help it. We do own this land. We could think about putting the drying mill back here somewhere. I don't know. It feels a little jammed in, but we could do it. We own this land. I wouldn't have to buy any new land. Let's take a look and see how big that thing is. Production. I think it's a little further out this way. Hopefully I didn't just scroll past it. Drying mill right there. Boom. Oh, that's not bad. We have land here. We could probably do it. Eventually, when we're flush with cash, I do want to put a wall up so we don't go riding off the side of this cliff. We might be able to do this. In fact, it would make sense to put it right behind here where we're doing the bananas and cherries. You can see in the bottom right, this building takes coal and then boxes. Coal's easy. Boxes we're making over at the Mammoth Mill. We're going to get the cherries and the bananas from our orchard right here. And grapes is going to be a while before we get to grapes. But two of the products, looks like we have raisins in the middle, and then we have dried cherries, and then on the far right, it is banana chips, and those sell for a good price. So maybe here is not bad. I'm not going to buy it right this second. It's only 80 grand. It's not too much. Like I said, we'll wait till we have a good supply of bananas and stuff before we even purchase this. This might not be bad. Where's it going to dump its products? Oh, where's it dump its products? Let's see. Don't see. Oh, on that side. So if we did it like this, that wouldn't be too bad. We could kind of cut a corner and drop off product there maybe. And then on the other side is where we'll pick up our... Or no, our pallets would be right out front here as we're looking at it. That might not be bad. We can clear a tree, or we could do it down here. Tons of room over here. Anyway, yeah, let's do it here. I was thinking of buying this plot of land here. It's a huge prairie. And I thought we could buy this big chunk of land, harvest all the grass, turn it into hay maybe since it's close by, and then start putting placeables down. But that land is actually not cheap. Let's take a look. I mean, it's cheap, but not for just putting one placeable down, which is all we really have need for right now. It's 98. This is $212,000. But that, if we were to buy that, whoops, it's this one over here, 98. That puts us 212,000 behind on getting another field. And the fields I'm looking at is 70, I believe, or the farmland 70. That costs 1.173 million. We're at 626, and I don't want to take a loan if we can help it. Unless we're desperate, I'm going to try not to take any more loans and just slowly pay it off. But that's 1.173. That's within reach. That guy, or that field, has, I believe, sugar beet. Boom. Yeah, field 45 here. And that would allow us to get into sugar production. That's a pretty good size field too. So there's a lot of sugar beet on there. And in fact, the sugar mill is right here. One of these. This guy, Sugar House. So we'd maybe convert those beets into cut sugar beet. There's a way to do that that's kind of tricky, but we could do it. And start making sugar. Sugar on its own, I don't think sells for a whole lot, unfortunately. But we can also use those beets for pig food. I'm just looking for sugar here if I can find it. It's not great. It's an ingredient, obviously, for the cake and maybe some other things too. Wow, I do not see it. Feel like I may have scrolled by it by now. Nope, there it is. Boom. It's not fantastic, right? 419, that's not too bad. And we'll see, we'd have to see how much sugar we get out of a load of sugar beets. But anyway, that's one of the fields I'm looking at. I think I may have mentioned this before. Let's go back. That one, sugar beet. What's the maturity on that thing? Ew, it's got a ways. I thought that one was just about to come up. Maybe I was thinking, maybe it's the one next to it. But that one would be good for sugar beet. Let's see what 44 is. What are you, 44? Oh man, it's cotton. Cotton's a problem. Cotton is a problem because I want to do it with the legitimate cotton equipment, and it's not cheap. The other problem is, this is the other field I'm interested in right here, 27. It has cotton on it too. I would love to put poplar on this field and solve our wood chip shortage problem, hopefully for the long term. And it's real convenient to the mammoth mill. And the mammoth mill will take those wood chips and make the cardboard boxes that we need for shipping out other products down the road. And it makes planks out of wood chips. So that would be great, but I just don't want to do the cotton. Let's look at the cotton equipment if we can see it. Maybe there might even be a package here. Cotton. Yeah, look at this. 485,000 for the harvester. Oh man. And then if you want to haul the modules, the huge big mega bales or whatever they're called, modules of cotton, we need another special trailer. This yeah, we need a special planter. I think we could probably get away with our planter. We'll take a look, and then you should have a weight, looks like. Planter, we could probably cheat with our planter. It might do it. Let's see, where our cedar, does it do cotton? Nope. So we need a planter too. That's why I'm thinking we got to wait on cotton. So we may have to wait for field 27 to turn over. 28 has what? Is that wheat on 28? 28 has wheat. That wouldn't be bad either with wood chips because we could just run them right on through. What is the maturity of that field? That guy has a... Oh, that's our field. Duh. Yeah, that's our field. We could do that. Kind of think we need to keep a grain field going all the time just because we're going to be processing a lot of straw into compost and then increasingly using it more and more for our animals. Cows now and then pigs later. 26 is a cool looking field. This one, the issue and the benefit, there's a couple things with this one. If we look at the price, talked about this before. Sorry if I'm covering the same ground. 2.36 million. And you can see it has a ton of extra land aside from just the field that you're getting. this land, I would like to use for grapes and olives. It's right next to this river, which kind of looks nice. And grapes and olives take forever and they need land. I'm thinking we could do them here. But again, each one of those, grapes has its own set of equipment that's expensive, kind of like the cotton. Same thing with the olives. Did I say grapes and raisins before? I can't remember. Grapes and olives is what I want. But yeah, that land is 2.3 million. And the equipment on top of it to do both of those is another probably $1 million when you're done. So that's probably going to have to wait. There are a bunch of trees there. Once we do buy that land, we can clear out all the trees. We'll get a little bit of money back. 40 is an option too, where we could do olives and or grapes. Or get one of those products started. Let's just see what field 40 looks like. 40 still has a couple growth stages left. And what do you have? Cotton, probably? Millet? I'm colorblind, so I have to test these colors. I don't know what color that is. Soybeans, maybe. Yeah, soybeans on that one. I think we might be able to use that for pig food. I'm not sure. Anyway, it's going to be a little bit of time. In terms of growth, how are we doing? Yeah, not much has moved. Clover's doing okay, a little further along than our wheat. That's fine. But yeah, enough of my babbling. I'm going to keep an eye on this field. It looks like we have some time for the sugar beet to wait for that to grow. Down the road, I think I mentioned this field here, this skinny guy number 10. It's actually expensive because it also has a bunch of extra land that you could make use of. We could do, I guess you could do the grapes and olives up there too. Same kind of thing. That's a lot cheaper at 1.4 million, and we get a field. The thing that's kind of neat with this field, number 10 here, because it's so skinny, I think it would be ideal for putting the base game beehives, a bunch of them, maybe along each side. Not sure how many meters that is, but I think the top end beehive cover, the highest, most expensive beehive in game, covers like 150 meters. And if you plant a crop that flowers, I think it's sunflower, potatoes, or canola, you'll get a 5% yield bonus, plus you get the honey, right? Once you place it. That field seems ideal for it. Most of our fields are probably too wide to really take advantage of that. So that's an option too. But again, it's a little pricey at 1.4 million just for that purpose. We get a little field. It's little for a 16 times map. But yeah, we could grow those 3 crops. Once we're ready to get into potatoes, maybe that's a field for potatoes. So that's later. Those are the fields that are on my mind. Let me know your thoughts in the comments if you have any suggestions or ideas about what to buy. I think I'm going to hold off on buying any more greenhouses and orchards. That could change, but I'd like to get another field first. So once we have enough money at least to buy another field saved up, if we have any surplus funds, then we can start buying more orchards and greenhouses, because those are kind of easy money too. But yeah, that's it for this episode. For now, this is Glidercat saying thanks so much for watching. Special thanks to those of you that have been adding comments to the videos and giving them a thumbs up. I really appreciate that. This is a brand new tiny channel as I record this. I do have another channel just called Glidercat. You can check that out. Play a lot of factory automation games and city builders on that channel. But yeah, trying to get this channel off the ground with this awesome new map for Farming Sim 22 called Angel Mountain. I'm having fun. Hope you are too, and I will see you in the next episode.